Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 188. Today what we're doing is jumping down a rabbit hole that I've been trying to kind of dodge for a while, but we got to get into it just because there's some people out there that have been doing this to themselves, and I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. If we're going to use myofascial instruments that aren't the typical ones like balls, bands, and rollers, we should at least be educated about them before we use them, all right? With the recent copyright changes and everything else, we see these people coming in with these type of looking things, right? This is called a myofascial instrument, right? There's plenty of them out there. They're made in all different shapes and sizes and whatnot. The object is that we use this to massage the tissue to work out knots and adhesions and all that stuff. This one happens to be stainless steel. They come in Teflon type materials. They come in other manufactured materials. Gua Sha instruments are another one that happens to be like they're made out of bones and animal bones and whatnot. They all have typically the same things. We have beveled edges, okay, that go in two different directions. What I mean by beveled is that means that there's a soft edge, and then a blunt blade, right? Now they also very typically have a convexed edge and a concaved edge, right? If we're using the convexed edge, that's going to be more focal. If we're using a concave side, it's going to be a little bit less focal, right? So the tips when we're doing this, right? The first couple of things that we got to talk about is we need to lubricate the skin. So you're going to have to use some type of lubricant, which I kind of already did here to Ben. And you can kind of see the glistening on his leg. If I'm going to start this, okay, first and foremost, it's done to his tolerance, right? And we're going to imply the rule that we did yesterday. We said that how much is too much. If it alters his breathing and he can't catch his breath within a couple seconds, that means that I'm going too deep. Why? Because when I have an altered breathing pattern, I have enough pain sensation that I'm also going to get a reflex of spasm in the tissue, and that's exactly what I don't want to do. So what I'm going to start doing is just working up the longitudinal fibers of his thigh. This just happens to be, I'm working on his quad, so that's where we're working. As you notice, what I'm doing is I'm pressing down as I go up the leg and coming back, pressing down as coming back, except as I do it quicker, I'm just releasing pressure. Releasing pressure, releasing pressure. Now the idea is that we want to do it in all directions, right? So if I'm going to think that the muscle fibers go down the leg like such, I'm going to go down the leg, I'm going to go up the leg, I'm going to go to the side, I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to go down, down, down. So I make a cross, right? Up, down, up, down, okay, like that. If I use the concave side, it's going to be less focal than if I use the convex side. This is going to be more focal. It increases treatment intensity, right? So it's going to be a little harder, okay? So a couple things that I'm looking for here is I'm looking to see this little red eurythmic type response, right? That's totally okay. It's expected and it's accepted. However, what I did see come into the office today was somebody that was so black and blue it looked like they got mugged, okay? That's not necessarily what we're trying to do. I know us CrossFitters love to do everything to extremes, but that's not exactly what we're trying to do. If I was to give you a hint of what we're trying to do is we're just trying to go until we feel a tissue change. And this is something that a novice or an expert can feel. What I mean by a tissue change is I want to have some type of tension here, and then I'll notice that the same instrument is getting a little bit deeper into the skin. This can take anywhere from 30 seconds to a couple minutes, all right? But I can already start to feel it coming through here with him. So that would be pretty much all I would have to do. I'm trying to feel a tissue change, and it does take a little bit of getting used to and a little bit of a technique to it. That's why it wasn't necessarily a rabbit hole that I wanted to jump down. However, it's creeping up all over in the athletic performance world, so I figured why not show it to you guys. You guys are using sticks, you're using bands, you're using balls. Why not jump into the instrument-assisted realm as well? Guys, just be careful with this. I can't stress this enough. If you are a person that's using instrument-assisted stuff, just be careful. Try to be as educated as you can with it, and couple things. If it alters your breath, that's the tissue depth at which you're trying to go that day. If you get to the point of a red reaction, that's great. You're looking to have a tissue change, not necessarily these big black and blue marks, and just self-modulate between yourselves, guys. Until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.